Welcome to the show.
Right in the
Coffee
morning,
with Nikkie.
right
In this morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way.
right in the morning.
Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Coffee with
Wake
Nikkie.
up everybody in the morning, wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie, oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Take it wake up everybody in the morning, wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing this amazing morning? My camera look a little fuzzy. Let's clean it off a little bit. How's everybody doing this amazing Tuesday? I hope you are having an amazing Tuesday. So far, I know it's super early, but still the same message applies. Super early, still the same message applies. Hope you have an amazing Tuesday and the amazing rest of your day. So listen, y'all, we have been talking about celebrities and their brands, mostly Beyonce. Today we are going to be talking Rihanna. We were talking Rihanna too, but we are going to be focused more so on Rihanna today. I know yesterday we did a whole deep dive into Beyonce and what she could have done in order to maximize her visibility. And today we're going to do the same thing with Rihanna. So let me tell y'all, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Nikkie. I am your host, Miss Nikkie, and this is your daily cup of information and inspiration. I just got off the phone with my little son, the youngest, the baby. And he, talking about doing his clothing line and stuff like that. And he calls me in the morning before I'm on. I'm like, I gotta go. And he was like, okay, if you don't want to listen to me, I'm like, I do want to listen to you, but I gotta go. So he be trying to talk to me on his walk home. I know I shared that with y'all before, but he really be holding me on the phone. I'm like, I gotta go. So y'all stay on the I'm gonna keep y'all aware of what's going on, abreast on what's going on with this clothing company. He's got some really cute designs. He's doing it more so himself, like I'm guiding him a little bit, kind of like nudging. And I realize these kids don't like to listen to you. They think you don't know what you're talking about. Like, what are we doing here? I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm telling you what to do. So he's telling me some steps he did, and I'm like, who told you to do that? Because I didn't tell you to do that. Where'd you get that information from? He's like, well, I can't find this. Well, I told you where to go. I told you where to go and I told you what to do. Why can't you find it? You knew the exact information. Oh, well, I was like, you want to do it your way. If you want to do it your way, that's no problem. Go ahead and do it your way. If you want to do it the easier way and utilize my use me. This is what I'm here for. I do this every day. Use me. That's why, use my information. They think you don't know stuff. So listen, that's what's going on with the world today. These kids think they know it all and they know nothing. Okay. And they think you haven't been through stuff. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've been through everything that you're going through right now. Well, I'm not a man, but you know what I'm saying? Like just growing pains, things, regular things. People go through life. It's the same thing, no matter what day and age. It's still the same thing. Situations may be different, but it's still the same thing. So yeah, listen, they'll get it one day. They'll get it when they're grown, I guess, he's grown, but when they have kids and their families and stuff like that, and they start talking to their kids and they realize that their kids don't listen to them and acting like they don't know what they're talking about. That's when he's going to get it. Because that's kind of like when I got it, when my mother was talking to me. So same here. So we have a cloudy day. Today looks like it's about to be some snow. So, it's supposed to be warmer. Sean said it's going to be 30 degrees today. Oh, I left my phone downstairs. I think it's going to be 30 degrees. So we'll have a little bit of warmer weather, but It looks like a snowy day out there. It looks like a snowy day. So everybody, again, I want to know. So let me know if y'all are enjoying the series that we're doing so far with the case studies and looking into celebrities and the brands. I'm not going to do that the entire time, but I am going to do this case study. I think I'm going to do on 4 because I really want to show the dynamics of each individual celebrity. Plus, I also want to, do the pros and cons so that you could get an idea of what's going on and certain things that's happening in your business, or whether you're feeling stuck or you're feeling like I'm just not getting it or whatever. You're not the only person. You know what I'm saying? Other people have gone through it as well. And not only just regular people, celebrities go through it too. So that is why I wanted to do this whole deep dive into that. So y'all make sure y'all take this link out, share with everybody, let them know that we are live for Coffee with Nikki, and we are about to do another deep dive. Again, I got my notes. And I told y'all I like to research. I got up super early this morning so that I could get all my notes and everything in order. I researched, I did all of that. So I'm ready for today. I'm ready for today. So y'all make sure y'all let me know, are y'all enjoying the series so far? So from Beyonce, we learned that just because you have a brand and you put it out there, it doesn't mean that everybody is going to gravitate towards it. It doesn't mean that that's an automatic hit. We see that with a lot of influencers. Like there's a lot of influencers out here that have over, thousands and thousands or millions of followers. And then they think, okay, well, this is going to translate to dollars. And then when they come up with a product, it doesn't translate to products. People are like, what are we doing? What are you selling? I don't know if they don't believe in it, but I guess this is one thing I learned when I was on YouTube, is that certain people follow you for certain things. And so they may be following the influencer for the influencer or the influence or whatever it is, whatever tips and, techniques and stuff like that they're sharing, and not so much for a product. And maybe they'll sell, initially the product will move, but it's not something that is going to have longevity. Plus, also, the plan is not all the way thought out as well. You know what I'm saying? Like the plan is not thought out. And I'm going to go deeper into that too, especially with the Beyonce YouTube channel and social media and stuff like that. I'm going to go into that too. But you know what I noticed too? Beyonce is not a big social media person. Like you'll see her from time to time to time. She's not a big social media person. You don't see her posting all the time, right? She is once in a while, and maybe, she popping out, but she does not camp out on social media. Is that a problem? I'm not exactly sure, but I know for sure it's a problem. And for her celebrity, no. For her music, no, because people are going to be going on there just to see what she's doing time to time to time to time. But as far as her clothing was concerned, or her other ventures were concerned, because you're trying to build community, because you're trying to make people come back all the time, I think, things again that are missed and overlooked. I think that she needed to definitely have a stronger presence online. And I think that's the same with the influencers too. Like initially you may sell out on the first drop, right? Then the second drop happens and you don't sell out. The third drop happens and maybe you make a few sales. And then you just start getting discouraged because you're like, well, why aren't the people buying? They're watching my videos. I'm getting all of these views, but why aren't they buying my products? And so that is something that we all need to look at as far as how we're communicating with our audience. What message do we want to share with them? And also, what need are we feeling? Right? What need are we feeling? So if you're telling me that I need a t-shirt and you're this big influencer, well, why do I need this t-shirt? What would this t-shirt do for me? You have to sell that dream to them. People love, I tell y'all this all the time, people love the Kardashians because they see themselves in that situation. They want that kind of life, right? Rihanna does the same. Rihanna does a great job at this, right? Because Rihanna makes herself seem, and I'm not saying makes herself seem like that, but she seems like relatable, right? She seems down to earth. She seems like that's your homegirl, right? And so you don't think of her as up there, but when you think of Beyonce, that's kind of where you're thinking of her. And I think that maybe her team should I don't want to say they should soften it up, because now she good and grown. Like, you know what I'm saying? She good and grown now. But I think that if she was more relatable then people would really have bought into what she was trying to sell. Y'all feel me? Y'all feel what I'm saying? Like, I think they would really try to buy into it because it's like, oh, okay, she actually does this. We were talking about this yesterday, right? You actually do this. You actually wear it. This is something that goes into your everyday life. I can see myself in you. Da 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 da. So we're going to talk about that this morning. So let me know if y'all enjoying this so far, and let me get into the chat, and then we could get right into what we have going on. So let me just do these last 2 points. Hype doesn't equal retention, right? She had all that hype around her brand, doesn't mean that she's gonna make make the sales and keep the sales. You know what I'm saying? Like, she made sure that they sold out the first time, next time, and they was trying to like give the clothes away at the end. Like, they were basically giving the clothes away. And just because you have great partnerships, like people who have the money and stuff like that, doesn't mean that that is the partnership that is the dream partnership. Because as you can see, Beyonce's partnerships with the British billionaire and also with Adidas, they went sour because they refused. I'm assuming, and like I said, I don't know, they refused to see the vision that she had for the brand, or the billionaire. He was freaking just disgusting, right? He was disgusting with these racial and sexual allegations. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Let's get into this chat, see who's in here, and then we can go down the rabbit hole. Okay. Good morning, Christina. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? Christina's in the building. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. How are you doing this amazing morning?
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member.
Oops. Why did it do that? We're going to do it again, though. Let's see if it goes.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for pay.
There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm a little slow on the button, but there we go. There we go. Yes, 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 yes. Y'all make sure y'all pay attention. It is called he's calling it H&G apparel, but it's hustle and grind, and it's like the hustle don't stop. The hustle don't stop. It's cute. It's very cute. It's very cute. It's very him, and I wanted to make sure that I keep I don't want to put my hands too much on it because I want him to have that creative freedom. I don't want him to feel like I took over his thing. So I'm trying to like just use my little influence as I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you need my help, I'll help you, but I don't want to guide you too much on the direction. You know what I mean? So it can be his thing. His thing. Love that hoodie color. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You better thank a union member. You better thank a union member. Elevated awakenings, sis. Elevated awakenings, beautiful fam. She said, we have the HBIC of BCMC and of BCMC University, the one hit wonder, the rap legend, the rap god, the princess of Ghana, the jewels of Ghana. My good sis, Jewels is in the building. Good morning, sis. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, elevated awakening, sis. I can't even say that fast. So it's just going to be elevated awakening, sis, because I can't say that fast. She drops in periodically. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Beat mo let it. I don't know why I always do that, but I probably should make a sound for that. No, she only posts a lot when she's on tour. Yep. She don't post that all. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because I'm pretty sure for her being a celebrity for as long as she's been a celebrity, she wants to have some moments to herself. She don't want to live camped out on social media. I get it, right? But the people want access to her, and you want to not give the people access to you, and that's fine. That's something like Prince. Prince is like, y'all gonna get the music and you don't need to know nothing about my life. You know what I mean? And that's understandable, right? Because it's too much. It's too much in your business. You in my business. You in my business. Jay will pop on and then close his page and then reopen it. Like, I don't think they care to have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, I know they don't care to have social media, right? But in this day and age where everything is on social media, you gotta kind of like, I don't want to say you gotta play the game because that means that I feel like I'm trying to make y'all take a red or blue pill, but you still gotta, in order for you to stay relevant, you gotta make sure that the people can find you. You gotta make sure that people can find you, or else when you drop something, they're not gonna know about it, right? Um, she gets quiet, then boom, new album, right? Tour announcement. She is definitely working on something. She is MIA. I heard that she was wanting, the reason why she was going so hard in the paint was because she was wanting to retire. And retiring on the top and then maybe pop out whenever she pops out, probably that would be good for her because she probably wants to take her time to be a mom. She's been a star for a very long time. She probably want to focus on her family and all that other stuff, and maybe do some things where she don't have to be as public. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe, those business ventures that she has behind the scenes, she doesn't have to be as public, so maybe that's what she's doing, kind of like Rihanna's doing. Rihanna's like, I'm not doing music, but also Rihanna's empire pays her more than her music was. So maybe that's where the future is going, because again, the artists aren't making the money the way they used to. They're not making the money the way they used to, so we don't know. We don't know. Good morning, Sheila from VA. How are you doing this amazing morning? I hope all is well with you. Hey, y'all. Hey, Metame's in the building. Good morning, Metame. How are you doing this amazing morning? You better tell them, sis. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member. All right, y'all. So y'all didn't respond. So do y'all like these case studies or not? Y'all gonna get case studies for the rest of this week though. But do y'all like these case studies as far as going into the brands behind the celebrity itself and seeing what they're doing in order to be successful, or what they did and it flopped? Let me know if y'all like it in the chat. Ones if you do, twos if you don't. Ones if you do, twos if you don't. Now I want y'all to think about it. What problem does your company, your product solve? Okay? What problem does your company or your product solve? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, because this is how I need y'all to start thinking like this. Again, when you start off as an entrepreneur, you don't think like this because you think that you're just trying to sell a product. Everybody's your customers. You don't have a story. Your story is, I make candles and this is how I make them and da 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 da. You think that's what you do. That you think that's the identity of the brand, and it's not the identity of the brand, right? You're only speaking about a product. I'm telling you from experience. I know when I started this business, when I started Bubble Babes, I didn't think about a story to tell, right? Like I knew that I started the company because of my son had eczema, but that's not where I started, especially when I was doing bath and body products, like the artistic ones, like the artisan products. I didn't think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking that I want to make some cute products and I want to sell them. That's it. I wasn't trying to build a community. I wasn't trying to create a relationship. All I knew is that I wanted to sell some products. And so it took me some time to learn. It took some, trial and error. It took some reading some books. It took some classes. It took some relationships in order for me to see that the story is very important. And with this day and age, which is very good for us, is that you can see now is the best time for you to be able to tell your story so that you can connect with your audience, because your story is the thing that's going to set you apart from everybody else, right? Nobody has your story. Somebody could have your product. Somebody could do the same thing. It could have, answer the same questions, and you could solve the same problem, but they don't have your story. And so we don't think of our story as being very important, right? And so I need y'all to think about, what problem does your product solve? I think she's definitely leaning towards retirement. Yeah, I think she is. What size labels do you use for your perfume oil? 2x2. 2 inches by 2 inches. Chantel says, yes, love the case studies. All right. Thank you. You better thank a union member. What problem does your product or what problem does your product or your business solve? What's your problem that you solve? I know my problem is the problem I solve is I make quick and effective skincare for people who don't have time for long drawn out routines. I know that, right? I know that my brush me off soap is for makeup artists who don't, or makeup lovers, makeup wearers who do not want to spend all day washing their makeup brushes, and they want a product that's going to do all of the things in one product, which my product does. It cleans, it conditions, and sanitizes in one easy step. Usually makeup artists are cleaning their brushes. After that, then they're going to condition it. After that, they're going to mine. We don't got to do all of that. We're going to do it all at one time. Everything's going to happen when it dries, is ready. You know what I'm saying? You don't have, there's no other step after you wash your makeup brushes. And makeup artists have tons of makeup brushes. You think that, just regular people got makeup brushes, like, oh yeah, I'll just buy an extra step, I'll buy an extra step. And maybe you have 2 or 3 of the same kind of brush, the one that you use the most. Makeup artists have tons of the same makeup brushes, especially because they're, working on people all the time. And so they want something that's going to be quick and effective. And especially that's also going to not work. You don't have to worry about breakouts. Right. So that's the problem that I solve. And that's what I speak to every single day. I speak to quick, effective skincare, right? Because that's how I like to be. Everybody is not me, but I'm only speaking to the people who like quick, effective skincare. If you like 10-step routines for your skincare, then I may not be speaking to you. I may be part of your 10-step routine, but I'm not going to be your 10-step routine. You're not going to be able to say, well, Nikkie's 10-step routine. No, I'm gonna tell you, I got a 2-step routine. I'm one and done in it. I'm gonna wash my face and I'm gonna moisturize it, and that's all I'm doing. I'm not doing no toners. I'm not doing any other moisturizer. I'm not doing any of that. Right? Because I don't like to do that. And so that is who I am communicating to the people that like that type of skincare, right? You want it to be great. You want it to be amazing skincare, but you also want to make sure that you are not spending all day on it. That's what I offer with Bubble Babes, right? That's exactly what I offer with Bubble Babes. So I need y'all to think about what it is what problem do you solve? What problem do you solve? And you don't have to tell me right now. You can write it down. And I want you to speak about it all the time when you are speaking in your content. Well, not speaking about all the time, but addressing it here and there, because this is how people are going to connect with you, because they have the problems and they're looking for solutions, and you, are the solution to the problem. So how are you going to show up as the solution to the problem? And we were talking about this yesterday when we were talking about Beyonce and saying that she could have had, like, I think she missed the mark on solving the problem about women being overlooked in the market, or taking back their power based off of the relationships that she was having, based on who she is as a celebrity, based on her role as a boss, as the missed opportunity to connect with a younger audience, right? Because a lot of the times young girls are they may have low self-esteem. They don't feel empowered. They don't feel, motivated sometimes. And she could definitely have been the voice of the people, right? So she could have used her voice for that, right? She could have been solving that problem, and she could have continued to solve that problem, because women are always going to have that problem in business, right? As we seen, that's what we were talking about yesterday. As we seen, we see it in any industry. We see it in any corporate job. We see it at any regular job. We see it everywhere, right? Because they're not being seen and heard, right? And sometimes they're being disrespected, and sometimes they're being, sexual allegations and things like that. They always sexualizing women, and they always think that they can just mistreat them, right? And so this would have been a perfect time for her to have spoke about that all the time, right? And so I say that to say that when you have a problem that you're solving for your business, you need to make sure that you are letting people know, hey, I see you, because that's all people want. People want to know that you see them. Right? People want to know that you see them and that you hear them, and that they're not the only person in this world that may be going through something, or may need something, or may need healing, may need wholeness, may need goodness, whatever that thing is, right? And you may say, well, Nikki, my product ain't that deep. Your product may not be that deep. The reason why you started may not have been because of trauma, but what is it that you did start from? Did you start because you just enjoyed it so much? That's your story, right? Your story doesn't have to be a story that came from pain. Your story could have came from, I just needed something to do. I wanted something for myself. I know I was having a conversation with Martini one day, and she had said, this is something that I wanted to do for me. And I said, you know what? We need to start normalizing that, because we think that, oh, I want to leave this for somebody, and this is, I'm legacy building or whatever. And it was like, no, sometimes we need to normalize, this was something that I needed to do for myself. This is something that I needed to do for my sanity. You're not the only person in the world that needs to do something for their sanity, or needs to have a creative outlook, right? Not creative outlook, outlet. You're not the only person who needed a creative outlet, and this may be the way that you express your creativity. That's fine too, right? That's fine too. But whatever it is, you got to make sure that you're able to tell the story. Again, everything is not rooted in pain. Every story is not rooted in trauma. Every story is not built on hurt and pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, every story is not built on that. And so it's okay for you to share your story. And I want to make sure that y'all know that it is okay. So if it's something that you just started for you, and if there's no deep meaning for it, I needed something that was I needed a creative outlet for myself. I needed to express myself. I needed to get this out. This soothes me. This makes me feel good. This is my therapy. This is my whatever that thing is. Make sure you tell it, because somebody else is out here in the world that's doing this too, and thinking that, oh, my brand is not good enough because it's not deep and dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't start based and rooted in trauma. It didn't start. So my brand is not good enough because I don't have a great story. Your story is great no matter what your story is, because your story is your story. Nobody else can tell your story. Nobody else. It doesn't matter what it is. It's still yours. Y'all feel me? It don't matter what your story is. Your story is your story, period. As long as you're authentic, and as long as you can communicate that well, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine, because you're going to find the people that are like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you said that, because I was sitting here struggling my business because I thought that I needed to have a deeper story. I was struggling in my business because this is not something that I'm doing for legacy. This is something that I'm doing for myself. This is not something that I'm trying to leave behind. This is something that I just want to do right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or this is not something where I wanted to be a franchise or a multi-million-dollar business. I just wanted this to be something where I could go on a cruise. Like, all of these things are relevant, and nobody's story is not important. Like, your story is important to the people that need to hear it, right? So just get normalized being able to share your story. Normalize being able to share your story, because people are going to need to hear it. And I think if Beyonce would have shared her story, I think it would have made so much more impact to the young girls out here, to the young girls, to the young boys. Like, even if she wanted to expand, and this is just me still touching on Beyonce a little bit, even if she wanted to expand, right, and because she wanted to do unisex, and I'm like, girl, you got the girls. Like, the girlies want what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to expand to the men, to the boys. You got the girlies over here. But even if she wanted to do the girls and do the LGBTAQIAFGI, if she wanted to do that community, that would have been dope, right? Because they're also overlooked. They're also being abused. That would have been perfect. That would have been a perfect tie-in, right? And so Rihanna does that so effortlessly. Like, she is very inclusive, and by her being inclusive, like I said yesterday, she has her core audience, and because she's being inclusive, it can include other people. It doesn't mean that she's going to shift her focus to them solely. It just means that she can include them when what she's talking about, because her brand is so inclusive, her brand is so diverse, right? She speaks to the people that are overlooked in beauty and in fashion, right? This is who she speaks to. And so, how many people are overlooked in beauty and fashion? We already know a lot of us is overlooked in beauty and fashion, right? The body positivity, all of that is overlooked, right? Because they don't embrace flaws in fashion, right? They don't embrace bigger boobs or bigger hips or fupas or thick thighs that save lives. They don't embrace that, right? In fashion. Because what you see in fashion, let me know in the chat. What do y'all see in fashion? And while I'm waiting for that, waiting for y'all to tell me what y'all see in fashion, I'm gonna read these comments. Good morning, Martini Beanie. Came right on time. Came right on time. Here we go. Me Time Coffee says this is the problem that she solves. Me Time Coffee helps women entrepreneurs turn their morning coffee into daily self-care that actually fits real life. So you don't have to make moments just for you're going to have your coffee anyway. That's what she said. You're going to have your coffee anyway. Why not enjoy the time that you're going to have while you're sipping your coffee? Why not? Why can't this be your moment? You don't got to, if we have to make moments, we'll always have a reason or an excuse why we can't find it, right? If we have to make the moment. But you're already doing this. She said this is already part of your routine. So since it's already part of your routine, might as well make it your time, right? You might as well make it showtime. You might as well make it showtime. Let me see. Yes, I struggle with that. I struggled with that in the beginning of both my businesses because I used to feel my story wasn't rooted in pain. And so it wasn't good enough. But the more I pulled it back, the more I pulled it back, it represented me. The more I pulled it back, it represented me. Right. And now Metame is giving all kinds of coffee facts, all kinds of coffee information, things that you've never even known about your coffee, and it's so easy to understand and to not apply, but it's so easy to understand what she's saying and to learn from her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know coffee was a coffee cherry. I thought it was a coffee bean. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so she's like, giving you the education and the information, but it's just something that she's passionate about, and you can see it. Right? You can see it, you can hear the passion in her voice. And it's not to say you automatically know what your direction is, because it will shift, right? Your direction will shift because you will understand, okay, well, maybe I took on something that wasn't mine. Maybe I took on something that I thought I was supposed to have. Maybe I'm telling this story from a perspective that's not mine. And so in time, you're going to be able to kind of like master your story. You're going to be able to understand what it is that you are designed to do, or your purpose here is supposed to be, or your purpose with your brand is supposed to be. You'll start realizing what that is, but it's only going to happen when you start speaking about the brand. Now you got to talk about your brand. You've got to show up, because this is the only way that you're going to understand what to do. It's not going to sound right all the time. It may sound right, excuse me. It is going to sound right on paper, and you're going to change it a million times on paper. But when you actually say it out loud, does that fit? Right? When you actually say it out loud and you're selling at a market, does that actually feel right? Do you feel connected? Are you disconnected? If you're writing everything on the paper, it may sound good. Like I said, it may sound good there. But are you connecting with your audience? Are you relating to them? Are they relating to you? Do they understand what you're talking about? Are you speaking in terms that they understand? Or are you speaking like a maker? Because a lot of the times when we're looking at product descriptions, people are speaking like a maker. Like nobody else is going to understand that. Nobody else cares except for another product maker. And so we have to start using real talk, real speak. The way that people speak to you is the way that you need to speak for your products, right? The way you want them to hear your brand voice is how you're supposed to speak. So if like Martini is a perfect example of the way the brand sounds, right? Like when Martini speaks, I think everything that Martini says is Mawamo, and it may just be Martini being Martini, but I think everything that Martini says is Mawamo to me. You know what I'm saying? Everything Tony says, Tony is all coffee. Tony is all coffee, all energy. That's what and she's a great teacher, great coach. So those are the things that you get from her, and that it doesn't seem disconnected. It doesn't seem out of place. It seems like this is where she belongs, right? She's going to speak about her product. She's going to speak about building connections. She's going to speak about relationships, and nothing seems out of order. Same with Chantel. Chantel going to give you a good time, right? Chantel's going to give you a good time. She's going to give you some Beyonce, but she's also going to be very informative as well. And it doesn't seem out of place. Sometimes you listening to people and you're like, that don't fit. That's Beyonce. It seemed like Beyonce didn't fit for the culture. Right? It seemed like Beyonce fit for the luxury brand, but it also didn't connect to them either. Right? It may have connected in the moment, but it is not something that maintained that longevity like Fenty did. Right? Like Fenty did. I used to wait. I use what I love to make it work for me. And it worked for me and it can work for others. It worked for me, it can work for you. If it worked for me, it can work for you. Let me see. I simply love to help people with things I know that work. Yep. And it fits. And it doesn't feel left out. Sticks wearing heels. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? She said, good morning, everyone. I'm blessed. Yes, and kiss baby Mariah for us. Yes, and yes. Martini says, we often take on layers that aren't ours and believe we have to wear them. Yep. Allowing other people's views to be the lens. Allowing other people's views to be the lens, be the magnifier. Oh, allowing other people's views to be the lens, you be the magnifier, right? Okay. So yes, you have to think about what's going to work for you. And as far as Rihanna looked at everything that was going on in the market, who's being overlooked, who's not being represented. And you know why this was something that was it's not even something that is what's the word that I'm looking for? It's not something that was revolutionary, right? It wasn't something that was so innovative, right? People have been talking about being overlooked in the makeup game for a very long time, right? People have been talking about not finding their shades for a very long time. Makeup artists have been talking about this for a very long time, especially when they worked on clients of different skin tones, right? They had problems with this. How many of y'all went into Victoria's Secret? And if you are a fuller size woman, if you went into Victoria's Secret, were you able to get those cute little lacy pretty things that the size 2s, 4s, 6 and the A and the B cups could get, right? Everything outside of a C cup and up was not cute. Everything, and they tried, and then all the nice little silky pajamas and stuff like that. Initially, when it first came out, you couldn't find it. They had like maybe a large that went up to a little extra large, but that extra large was not an extra large. It wasn't for the big busted girls and it wasn't for the hippie girls. It was not for them. It was not including, it wasn't including, and I'm gonna say us because I'm one of them, right? It wasn't inclusive to us. And it stayed like that because Victoria's Secret, the image that they portrayed, especially in their shows, the images that they portrayed, all of the women were like model size. And that's kind of like what you got when you got in the store. When you got in the store, you couldn't find nothing cute. Like there may have been a few one-off times you may have found a cute bra that fit, a cute little set that fit. That may have been 1 or 2 times, but it wasn't something that was consistent. And Rihanna seen that as this is my in the market. I'm gonna take over. When Rihanna came out, listen, I have never like. When was the last Victoria's Secret show that you seen and that you heard about? And I know there was, I can't even remember. When was the last Victoria's Secret show that you heard about? And then they had to try to scramble to try to catch up to Rihanna, but you already knew that the market wasn't working for the bigger size women. You just thought that y'all could capitalize on them and keep on serving the smaller sized women, the model sized women, the beauty standard. You thought that you can keep on selling to them and that was going to be fine. But when somebody hit the market and they had some of everything that included everybody, no matter what your body type was, then Rihanna saw that as a gap and she felt it. And so again, like I said, you don't have to be a certain age. Like, yes, she's talking to like, I think it's the 25 to 35 is her target market. She's speaking to them. But if you think about it, I'm speaking to everybody. So yes, I'm going to initially be speaking to them, but how many women don't find their size? So I'm speaking to the older women. You want something pretty? Listen, I wear the those onesies from Rihanna. They life. I don't know who have sweatsuit onesies, but those things are life. I love them things. She should have them all the time in every style, every color, every print, because those things are so good. The quality is great. The zippers are great. The what do you call these things? I think they're called, I forgot what these things are called. These are good. Like everything is good. The labels, everything, the quality is good. It's nice. It's cozy. It's warm. It's amazing, right? And so she made sure that she spoke to everybody in as far as body positivity was concerned, because everybody is not a size 2. Everybody is not an A cup. Everybody's not a B cup. But they still want to be sexy. Just because they're not an A and a B, does that mean that they no longer want to be sexy? Does that mean that they don't want panty and bra sets that match? Does that mean, like, what does that mean, right? And so she spoke to those people, and I think because used her celebrity to speak to the people that were being overlooked. That's where the magic happened for Rihanna. That's where the magic happened for Rihanna. And she was relatable. She was relatable. And so that is why I want y'all to think about your brands. And I want you to think about what about your brand makes you different, or what other people, other brands, other companies, or things that, has a similar product. What are they missing? How are they missing their audience? And that is where you fill in that gap. That's how you're going to be successful. You want to see where they're filling up they're missing the gap, and you're going to fill in the gap. Because why? Because people are being overlooked. People are not being heard. And the way your brand is going to connect and resonate is by you connecting with them and them feeling seen and heard. Yes? Let me know if y'all feel me in the chat. Let me know if y'all feel me in the chat. Let's see. Yes, Martini, the very importance of constantly elevated your group, because yes, Martini, the very importance of constantly elevating your group, because every story isn't rooted in trauma. Sometimes we just lean into what we are good at and make it a business. Everything is not rooted in trauma. Sometimes you just seen a need and you just filled the void, or you just you was doing something for you. This is something that helped you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything is not trauma. Everything is not trauma based. Victoria's Secret, no ma'am. Like, I had one little thing that I could wear, and it barely fit because it didn't stretch. So it was that satiny fabric. It didn't stretch. It didn't give. And so it kind of fit, but it was kind of tight. And I was like, and it was short because I needed that extra space. I was like, not so much. So Victoria's Secret missed that mark, right? And they overlooked it for a very long time until Rihanna came in, and then they tried to pick up the pieces. Oh no, you overlooked it. Remember, you didn't need it because y'all thought that this market, and this is where they overlook our dollars. They overlook our dollars, and they think that, oh, we'll do good, and then somebody else come in the market and knock them off their rocker. Knock them right off their rocker, right? Everything Beyonce has done feels manufactured. It does, and nothing feels real. Nothing feels real. You are so right. Everything Beyonce has done feels manufactured, and while that's not wrong, it's not real. Absolutely. Absolutely. And she could be the realist. Like, I just think maybe, and then it could be a number of things. It could be the team, they're telling her that this is her image and this is how she's supposed to be. It could be just her not being relatable because she hasn't been since she's a young girl, she's been a celebrity. So maybe her life is different. Not maybe, we know her life is different. And so maybe it's harder to relate. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But she doesn't give you real. Rihanna gives you real, and it's not to give them that comparison, but it's just to say that Rihanna is relatable to everybody. And so since everybody feels that they can relate to her, everybody is going to follow. And so since she also makes herself accessible to her audience as well, right? So if she has an event, Rihanna's showing up at the event. If there's influencers that she's invited, she's taking pictures with them, she's doing content with them. Like, what can you? Beyonce could never. I don't think she would ever, because I think her celebrity is too big. Well, I don't know if her celebrity is too big. I just think that is a lot of precautions that would need to be taken in order for her to do something like that. But either way, she said, you know what? This is where I can't do, like, Beyonce's YouTube page, the Ivy Park YouTube page. Beautiful visuals. But there was nothing else in there. It was just the campaigns in there, right? How many of y'all are posting content and you only post when you have a campaign, or you only post them when you have a sale? That's what Beyonce was doing. Flop. Flop. Because while the visuals are beautiful, what else is there? What else do you have? That's so superficial. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is there? Right. And then I did see that she had some bigger size women on there. And she does that in her tours and stuff like that too. But that's not enough. That's not enough. Where are the real people? Where are the people that look like me? Where are the people that are like me that's going to buy your stuff, right? Because again, she used her celebrity and used the celebrities to get the first launch out and sold out in minutes, right? But where are the regular people that are going to buy your stuff every single day? Where are those people? So that's who Rihanna speaks to. I don't want to say spoke to because she's still continuing. This is who she speaks to, right? She's doing tutorials. She's showing you how. I seen one video of Beyonce doing her hair, and it may be more, but I seen one, right? Be more relatable, right? Show what you're doing, show the process, show you using your product every single day. If you know that you got somebody doing your hair, you should be using your product every day, and there should be a video or a picture of you using this stuff every single day or every other day or something like that, right? Rihanna is doing tutorials. She's showing you how to wear things. She's also showcasing other people doing it. Her trying it on other people. Like, she made it seem real. She made it seem attainable. And she also made sure that, yes, I do have, everybody don't have all of these shades. I'm going to go from the lightest light to the darkest dark, and these shades are going to match. People have tried and they have failed. Why? Because they have not been using the right skin tones, right? If you wanted something, I could never find my skin tone because the undertone was always wrong. It was always too red, too ashy. Like, it never was my skin tone. And so when I went to Juvia's place because y'all know my friend is Chi, and she was like, Nikki, I need to get a foundation in your skin color. And I was like, okay. She was like, because your skin color, your tone is very different. You know what I mean? Like, your tone is not just a regular. You think that you can just go ahead and get a regular foundation, but you can't, because I have olive undertone, and I have this and I have that. And so they were really actually trying to find my skin tone, which they did for the foundation launch. I forgot what it was called, but the one I was in. And so they created a foundation for my color. And it's because we are overlooked, because they think that brown skinned people are all the same color. And you can't do that for us, right? There are things that you have to do. Just because somebody is dark skinned don't mean that they have the same, it's not going to be the same undertones and everything else that every dark skinned person. There's a lot of other things that have to go into that. And so she made sure that she was very inclusive. Now all the other brands they jumped on the bandwagon and they doing it as well. But she made that, like, I'm gonna make this the standard, right? Because if you are going to call yourself inclusive, then you're gonna have to include everybody. And that's what she did. And so when she did that, she used real life people to be in her campaigns. She used influencers that, were speaking about having a hard time finding their foundations and things like that. She used them. She made it very inclusive. Right? She made it very inclusive. I have to walk on by. I know that's right. Last year, that black athlete that is in the WNBA was in it. I don't know her name. I don't know her name either. Everybody isn't interested in hearing brand stories rooted in trauma. Like, no, everybody is not. I don't want to be depressed every time I hear about your brand. I don't. Is there any hope? Is there silver lining? There's something else? Is there something else to look forward to? Because this is crazy. Also too, Rihanna does campaigns in her body in all stages. Yes, pre-baby, pregnant, post-pregnancy, with baby weight, and family shoot with the kids. Yes, and yes, including her family. Including, like, this is what we go through as women. This is why she's so relatable. This is what we go through as women. No, I don't have my belly didn't snap back. Cardi B, I think she did a little surgery, a little surge after the baby, because girl, ain't nobody that snatched after having the baby. It's gonna take some time, but anyway, it's true, right? Because realistically, this is what women have. This is what we have to deal with. And that's what make her relatable, because she's not afraid to show up I don't want to say unpolished, but she's not afraid to show up not perfect. She's okay being her imperfect self. And that imperfection and her sharing her imperfections helps other women who have been hiding it because they think that they have to be perfect all the time. So that helps them, right? With body positivity. That helps the young girls like, oh, okay, well, everybody is not a size 2. Everybody don't look like this. Everybody don't look like that. Oh, I have vitiligo. Oh, I could still be happy about my skin. I could still be happy about what I look like. I could still do my makeup. I could still be a beautiful girl. Rihanna shows you that, right? She shows you that. All of the things that society deems not perfect or ugly, Rihanna highlights that. Like, this is not ugly. This is the majority of who we are. Right? This is who we are, and show up as you are every single time. Show up as you are every single time. Let me see. I think Rihanna found her calling. Yeah, I think she did. I think the music was the vehicle to get her to where she needed to be, to create that connection so that she can do what she needed to do. I think so. And it's a very smart move on her behalf, especially since she was she started out younger, and those young girls usually they get to them. The industry gets to them, but it seems like she found her calling, like you said, Chantel. Music was cool, but Fenty is her thing for sure. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Beyonce only shows her real self in her documentaries. The manufactured personality may be from her being picked apart so badly when she was younger. Yep. Yep. But you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do as far as, she wants to make sure she keeps that part of her life private, and that's understandable. That's understandable. But when you are trying to have a business and the public are your consumers, then you have to show, you got to relate to your consumers. You got to. It feels like you could be friends with Riri. Yep. Yep. She is extremely relatable. And even when you see her in the content with the influencers, you feel like, oh, she sees me. She watched my content. Oh, we having a conversation like that's my homegirl. Like, that's the kind of conversation she's having. Like, she doesn't seem like, oh, I can't talk to her. I can't talk to her. I can't get to her. I can't do that. She don't feel like that to me. She don't feel like that to me. Rihanna is relatable, and consumers want relatable. Yep, they sure do. They sure do. Facts. Yep. I remember Fashion Fair had limited options, and we chocolate sisters looked orange. Yep. Yep. And Fashion Fair and I think Derma Blend was one of the earlier foundation shades that was a little more inclusive, wasn't all the way there, but a little bit more inclusive, because they were covering, Dermablend was designed to cover those imperfections and match the shade, so that if there's anything that they needed to hide or cover or whatever, it worked, right? So yeah, that fashion fair, that didn't exactly connect the undertones and all the other stuff, but Rihanna caught it. Yeah, Beyonce did a photo shoot a month after the twins were born. Her stomach was flat as a board, but that was when a quick that was when a quick snap was expected. Rihanna was like, bet. A quick snapback was expected. Yes, a quick snapback was expected. Yes. So if you want to show up for your people, show up for your people. Not if you want to, but Rihanna, make sure she is showing up consistently. She's showing up, and again, she's including her people. She's including the influencers. She knows that the influencers have their finger on the pulse. She knows that the influencers are the people that are talking to her audience. And so in order to, if the influencers have my audience, guess what I need to do? I need to connect with these influencers. I need to make sure that I have access to them so that they can have access to their network, and their network can come back and reach back to us. You see what I'm saying? And so it's a difference, right? Same thing with the body positivity, right? Everybody is not going to have that snapback, right? Everybody is not. Listen, I still got some baby weight. My kids is grown. I still got some stomach area, and it could be worked out. You know what I'm saying? But still, it's make it real for everybody. Everybody don't have access to a plastic surgeon. Everybody doesn't have access to a physical trainer. Everybody doesn't have access to a nutritionist. Everybody don't have access to these things. I mean, you can look anything up. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's bodies are not the same, right? Or everybody don't have the same amount of time, right? And so they don't do it, right? They prioritize their time, and that's not part of their day. And so now bad diet and habits and things like that, now you have this body, right? But your body could still be sexy. You could still feel good about your body. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be talking negatively about yourself because your body didn't snap back right after pregnancy, or you didn't have the routine to get rid of it immediately because you decided that you want to take care of the babies, or you decided that you wanted to go back to work or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And she makes it real. Rihanna makes it very real for you to, and she, like I said, she feels like your homegirl. She feels like, oh, I could talk to Rihanna. Like, you don't feel like, oh, no way. You know what I mean? Like, hey girl, and she'd be like, hey girl, I was watching you on a da 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 da, and this is what happened, and this is what happened, girl. You know what you should try? Try this lip balm, or this lip gloss balm, or whatever she calls it. Try this. She sounds like that. Like, oh girl, I got it in my bag. Let me show you something. And then she pull it out her bag. You know what I mean? That's what Rihanna gives me. She gives me, oh girl, oh look, your track showing. Let's tap that in. That's what she give me. Beyonce look like, don't touch me. Do not touch me. I got my glasses on. I got tunnel vision. I'm going over here. I'm going to sit in the VIP. This is who I am. That's what Beyonce gives me. I'm not saying that's who she is, but I'm just saying that's what she gives me, and that may also be what she gives off as far as the brand is concerned. And so that's where we see a big difference, right, with Rihanna and with Rihanna and Beyonce. Rihanna took it and she made it more relatable. Beyonce is up there and she's very, very glamorous, very, this is who I am. I am the diva. I am the star, and that's who I am. But just to be fair, because I know Metami was like, but Beyonce's music and Beyonce did. She was the only one for the time to own her brand solely. The only Black woman to own her brand solely when she severed the ties with both partnerships. She was the only Black woman that has done that. And so she did open that door for Rihanna to kick it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, she opened it, she cracked that door enough for Rihanna to come in, and Rihanna knocked that door off the hinges. Okay. And by just being real. Right? You know what I'm saying? And so I say all of that to say, you need to understand what it is that you want to do with your brand. And you also need to understand that you need to be relatable. So be yourself. It is okay to be yourself. You don't need to show up as your professional, polished telephone voice. You don't need to be showing up as that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not showing up in no professional phone voice ever. If you see me speak, this is the way you're going to see me speak all the time. Why? Because this is who I am, right? And I'm not saying it can't be polished. I'm not saying that I can't be, things can't change. But as for who I am in this skin, that's who I am. You understand what I'm saying? And so you have to make sure that you are showing up as your authentic and true self, because you only can be you. If you are trying to be somebody else when you get out here and you faking it till you make it, you're going to get tired of that. You're going to get tired of that because it don't feel authentic to you. You don't feel like doing things anymore. You're not going to want to show up because that's not who you are. And so you have to decide who am I and how am I showing up, and be confident in that. Commit to it. Well, not commit to it because you're already that, but be confident in it, right? Because when you're confident, you're going to show up for your brand, and your brand is going to be you're going to sound more polished when you speak about your brand, because you're going to have that passion about it. You're going to have the passion about your product, even if, again, it's not rooted in trauma. You're going to have that passion. You're going to have that confidence. You're going to have that conviction in your product because you're standing by, you're talking about what you believe in. Right? I'm not putting on this fake facade. See, when we copy somebody else's thing, we are not being our true authentic self. We're copying their stuff and we're trying to be similar to them, right? We're trying to be parallel to the person, right? Because I'm still looking. But how am I going to be me? How am I going to be my authentic true self? So you have to be your authentic and your true self. And you have to make sure that when you are delivering your product to your customers, to your audience, that that's who you are. Because that's who the people who need you are going to find you. The people who need you are going to find you. Yes? The people who need you are going to find you, or you're going to find them, and it's going to be like a long lost love story. Y'all gonna be running slow motion to each other. Doom, doom. I've been looking for you all my life. Where you been? I've been right here, girl. Come get me. Come get you some of this soap. Yes, I'm on my way. I gotta get this soap. I love this soap. It's so amazing, girl. Yes, and then now you got your relationship. And now you got your relationship, right? Y'all done found each other, y'all hugged it out, and y'all gonna be besties for the rest of y'all life. Okay? So make sure that you are not afraid to be yourself. A lot of y'all don't want to show up on social media because, oh, I stutter. Oh, I do this. Oh, I do that. Just show up. Just show up, and then you do it enough, you're going to know who you are. You're going to know what your sound is. You're going to know how you want to speak. You're going to know how to deliver a message. You're going to know how to not ramble on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to learn these things, but these things ain't going to happen if you don't do them. You got to do them enough to know. Yes? You got to do them enough to know. Let me see. And know it's okay to evolve. Yes, you are not a tree. You are not a tree. You are free to move about and change as you see fit. As you see fit. I always say you don't owe it to nobody. You don't owe it to nobody to be the old you. And you don't have to stay rooted in that. If you change and your business change, it's okay to say, hey, this is the direction we were going in, but I am growing as a business owner and I see that I want to do more of this. And, so our values are this, and this is where we're going, and we hope that you're going with us or whatever. This is the importance of us using this type of this and this type of that, because we see that whatever that thing is. But you can evolve. You can evolve like a Pokemon. Okay, you can evolve. And know it's okay to evolve. As you do so, so will your brand. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Why is it not showing up? There it goes. I think they both have their own audiences and they are relatable to their audience. Beyonce is not relatable at all. She's not relatable at all, and she was not trying to be relatable in her business endeavors, except for, I think, Secret is where she's taking the cake, and she's taking a different page out of a different playbook. I think she's seeing that that's what she needs to do. I think it worked for her in the time, a long time ago days. I think that worked for then. But now, since we're in the influencer culture, I think now that we are in the social media, people are the stars right now. I think this is a different time for her. So she better get with it or get gone. No, I'm just joking. Get with it or get gone. But she's got to evolve. Or not. She could just have other people. She is at a point in her life where she can have other people operate and run this thing for her. And she doesn't even really need to put her name on anything. She can do it behind the scenes if she wanted to. She don't even got to do anything. You know what I mean? But let me see. I think Beyonce. I think this is Beyonce, right? Not Beyond. I think Beyond. Beyonce is relatable, to be honest. I guess I'm the only one. Well, if Chantel, and she is the queen of the beehive, if Chantel says she is not relatable, or she's missing the mark, then she is. Now, listen, I don't know if you were here yesterday, because we were talking about Beyonce yesterday, and I was saying that because she had these situations with the billionaire and with Adidas, she had a perfect opportunity, the window, the door, all those things were open for her to have really dug into and leaned into that women empowerment movement, because there was a lot of things going on. I think that she could have done that with Ivy Park, and I think it would have still been, to this day, would have been relatable, because everybody who has dealt with any type, the opposite sex, or any job, or anything, they've dealt with that, right? They've dealt with the inequality, they've dealt with being overlooked, they dealt with being treated unfairly, and all these other things, right? And I think that could have been important for everybody to address, because it would have went back to the girls, the young girls. It would have went to the girls in high school, to the girls in college, to the girls that are now trying, doing their profession, and living their adult lives. I think this would have been a perfect power move for her to have said, listen, we need to stand up as women. We need to know that our words have power. And yes, she does that in her music, but I think excuse me, I think as far as the brand was concerned, for Ivy Park, when she started having these disagreements, and they weren't seeing her vision, I think that would have been the perfect opportunity for her to do that, especially because, in like Chantel was saying, in the documentary, she shows her real side, and you see how they treat her, or you see how people try to disregard her opinions, or disregard what she, not her opinions because she's the boss, but disregards what she tells them to do, and they do things the way that she want, and then she got to check them, right? These are things that I think would have made her so much more relatable to the women. And again, it may not have been her direction, it may not have been anything that she wanted to do, but I think that something that would have had momentum, it would have kept on picking up and picking up and picking up. Because why we going through, every celebrity we see right now, every female celebrity has gone through some adversity or whatever, and they're feeling that they're being overlooked, underpaid, and all that other stuff. Anybody, anywhere, right? If you are a woman in power, are your male counterparts getting more than you? Are you feeling like you're being treated unfairly, and things like that? And so I think that would have I think that would have crossed over to everywhere. And I think it would have been important to, even to this day, right now. So every launch, showed somebody else. I was saying, I was even likening it to being Nike. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time you see somebody doing something, you could get anybody from anywhere, right? And say, talk about power. Talk about power, how important it is for our girls to have this power, especially how important is it for you to teach your girls how to have that power, for you to know that you don't have to be quiet. You speak up when you need to speak up. You have your power. You be loud and proud about your power. I think that would have been so amazing for Beyonce. But I guess hindsight is 2020, and then I'm not saying that it can't happen, and I'm saying that it probably it should have happened with Ivy Park, because that would have been she had the perfect opportunities to do that, to set that play up. You know what I'm saying? And not so much a play, because this is her real actual life. This is my real life of me being a boss. You know what I'm saying? People are not listening to me every day in my life. And I am responsible for my image. I am responsible for my family. I am responsible for all of these things. So when I say something, things got to shake, because your paycheck depends on me. So you going to create my vision. You see what I'm saying? And so she had a problem with Adidas seeing her vision. Adidas didn't see her vision, and maybe that's why she pulled back from it. Maybe that's why she was like, nah, I just need my money. Just run me my 20 million and I'm good. Every year, just give me my money. I'm not going to do anything. You don't see my vision. You want to do things your way, then do it that way. You know what I'm saying? That could have been it. But I just think, as a boss, Ivy Park could have been out of here, hitting numbers that nobody could ever think. Because everybody would want to wear what she had on. Like, it's not outside of the box. You know what I'm saying? It ain't crazy. But that's what my thoughts are. And like I said, it may not be Beyonce. It may just be the people that are responsible for the image. It could be. So it could be the people that are behind the scenes that are responsible for that. So I don't know. So with that being said, y'all make sure that y'all follow me on all social media. I am Bubble Babes, BABEZ University everywhere. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're catching the replay, comment down below, comment replay gang, and let me know if you are enjoying these case studies so far. And next, hit your notifications bell. I don't know if it's over here, over there, down there. I don't know where it's at, but hit it so that you can be notified when we go live. We go live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. Listen, I need a nap. I've been up early. There was some other things that I wanted to talk about, but I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. Yeah. And I want y'all to take this away. Hey, Jalisa, I want you to take this away. What problem does your product or your business solve? What problem does your business or your product solve? I need y'all to know that, because this is how you're going to stand out in 2026. Right? Because you're not going to just be selling a million things, right? You're just not going to sell a thing because it's a thing, unless it's like some spatula or whatever. You're not going to just be selling it. You got a brand, you got to protect it. No, I'm just joking. That's Will Smith. You got a dream, you got to protect it. So think about what your problem is, how you solve it, and think about that, because that's how you're going to speak all the time. So with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me today. I hope y'all have an amazing Tuesday, and make sure that you are doing something for your business today. That's my key takeaway. Do something for your business today.